And that breaking news is in Sacramento. That's where freeways are closed right now for a shooting investigation. The investigations are led to the closures of 2 freeways into Sacramento. Let's go right to KCRA3's Melanie Wingo in Live Copter 3 over I-5 this afternoon.
Well, Mike, it's been a pretty active past hour here as we have watched I-5 being shut down by investigators and investigators walking the freeway. It's not a common occurrence, but when they have an investigation that they're really focused on and they need full attention to do what we witnessed, and that is a sweep of the highway, they did exactly what they did this morning around 10:15, and that is they started to divert traffic off of I-5 in the southbound lanes onto Richards Boulevard, and that's right near the river. We're looking at the closure right now where people are still being diverted off in their vehicles off onto Richards Boulevard. And then just south of there, about a mile, we saw numerous investigators, roughly between 7 and 8 investigators in a line doing a sweep of the interstate. And we, as I mentioned, don't see that very often, but when we do, we know that they're in search of some evidence, whether it's shell casings or whether it's some sort of weapon. That's when we see them do those types of formations where they do a sweep of the highway. Right now, as you're looking at our images from Live Copters 3, we are seeing a big traffic jam in the southbound direction, and it appears that traffic may now just be getting up and running once again after being shut down for close to an hour in the southbound lanes right before you approach the downtown Sacramento exits. We see one patrol vehicle off to the right of your screen. That would be the southbound side of Interstate 5. That is a patrol vehicle headed south. And what we're seeing is now, yep, we are now seeing highway traffic resuming once again after being shut down for almost an hour here on Interstate 5. All of this potentially related to multiple shootings at various scenes across the greater Sacramento area throughout the morning, starting in the 5 o'clock hour. That's when police started to investigate these numerous shootings, and we believe the activity we saw here in the 10 o'clock hour on Interstate 5 that shut down the highway so investigators could do a search might be related to the shootings that happened early this morning here throughout the Sacramento area. So, Mike, that is the scene up here from Live Copter 3. Just now live on the air, seeing traffic once again resuming, getting back up and running here in the southbound direction after causing a pretty significant backup past Sacramento in the southbound lanes, now once again open to highway travel. Mike, I'll send things back to you.
All right, Melanie Wingo, yeah, and again, that backup had started just after 10 o'clock, right when we went off of air on My 58 earlier this morning. So again, good to see that open back up. Now, how did all this start? Well, that closure came after Highway 160 into Sacramento was closed for hours this morning due to another shooting. We know that a car had its windows shot out this morning. A person in that vehicle was taken to the hospital. The CHP is leading that investigation. Officers believe that shootings right now are known to be random. Officers did seize a vehicle matching the description of the suspect's vehicle. For more on this, and let's go to Maricela de la Cruz live in Sacramento right now.
Yeah, this is one of the locations where officers have responded to the area back here. There's still part of it that's taped off, and it is right in front of the River Terrace apartment complex. This is near Mill Creek Drive and Capitol Park Drive, and it's all part of the ongoing investigation into the shooting that unfolded along Highway 160 earlier this morning. Now, officers have remained out here throughout the morning. A person was found inside a sedan here, and they were detained. Now, while investigators are still working to gather more information about the suspects, initial reports indicate that the people involved in the shooting may have been in the pickup truck. However, those details we're still trying to gather. We're still trying to confirm that information. We're told that a spokesperson with CHP is supposed to be out here today. We were told about an hour ago that they were supposed to be here. We're still waiting to hear back on that to try to gather more details, more information about what exactly unfolded and how it unfolded. But for now, we're live. Maricela de la Cruz, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Maricela, thank you so much for that live report.